could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody and stained from the people who deceive me.
Welcome back to the Final Takeaways Podcast Edition, Episode 26, Part 2. We're continuing from Part 1 of this two-part series, where we're looking into the allegations that two of the men arrested for the attempted homicide of Guyanese singer Lola Doll are linked to a deadly criminal gang in Guyana. We ended Part 1 in the midst of profiling Paul Daby Jr., who is one of the suspects in the case and who was arrested and placed on bail by the police. According to other police reports and court documents, Davyy comes from a family that also had run-ins with the law. His now deceased father, who owned the Rio nightclub in Georgetown, was a person of interest, and he was questioned by the police in connection with the execution of Ricardo Rodriguez, who was an alleged close friend of Guyanese drug kingpin Roger Can. That's not all. Davyy's younger sister, Marianne Davyy, narrowly escaped a prison sentence for an alleged attempted homicide back in 2018. She was accused of offloading a weapon at a policeman with malicious intent, to commit homicide. The only thing that saved the man that day was an empty weapon. Turns out, Davy's sister had already fired off the weapon 6 times before turning it on police constable Christopher Kissoon. She also had been charged with possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. These charges were later dropped. Now for Davy's alleged partner in crime, Mark Cromwell. 43-year-old Mark Cromwell is a former policeman of the Guyana Police Force. The United States placed him under sanctions for drug trafficking at the same time as Paul Daby Jr. This isn't the first time Cromwell's name has been linked to an alleged crime. The United States Treasury labels Cromwell, also known as Demon, as, quote, a violent drug trafficker and associate of Davyy Jr., further revealing that, quote, Cromwell is wanted by the Guyana Police Force for his connection to the 2024 abduction of a former Guyanese police officer, end quote. We understand the victim is Delon Alexander, called Portmore, of Buxton, East Coast, Demerara. An eyewitness alleged that on May 7, 2024, Cromwell and 3 other men abducted the man in Buxton. No one has seen or heard from Alexander since that day. According to a June 2025 report, Cromwell was arrested for allegedly turning his weapon on another person. Back in 2023, he was jailed for assaulting a traffic police officer. Now turning attention to Wayne Barker, also called Onnie. So, where should we start? Wayne Barker is 35 years old. He's popularly known as Onnie around Georgetown. You already know about his links to Lola Doll's case. He's currently out on $500,000 bail for the attempted homicide of the raunchy singer. Now let's see what else Onnie has been up to. Well, this guy has a rap sheet. And when I say he has a rap sheet, boy, he's got a rap sheet. One that goes way, way back to 2013, perhaps even earlier, when he was around 23 years old. And yes, he's no stranger to a jail cell. From getting arrested for stealing a car to serving time for entering someone's property and stealing and robbery, Barker has done it all. Lately, it seems he has upgraded to kidnapping, attempted murder, and even murder. Allegedly. So based on these incidents, one might describe him as a, quote, career criminal.
Break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange.
First, the alleged abduction and potential homicide. Barker is one of 7 men currently facing charges for the alleged kidnapping of Joshua David, also called Bricks. David was seen on video being abducted by several men in September 2024. We're told the video was recorded by an unnamed eyewitness. The suspects, who were later identified and arrested in connection with the crime, are Wayne Barker, Aaron Allen, also called Katz, who also goes by the name Travis Allen, allegedly. The third guy, Alpha Poole. Then there is Dwayne Griffith, also called Shake, Osafo Peters, also called Sadist, Devante Mars, also called Sharky, and Damian Barlow, called Dangles. The kidnapped man has not been seen or heard from since. Police have a reasonable suspicion that he ended up a victim of a homicide. As for the 7 men, they were all placed on $500,000 bail in 2024 and are waiting to know their fate. Once again, Barker, also known as Onnie, who Lola says was the man who tried to take her out, was also sentenced to 4 years in prison for snatching a woman's purse which contained $12,000 in cash. This happened back in 2013, around when he was about 23 years old. In addition to that crime, Barker was sentenced for escaping from lawful custody. We're not done. Also in 2013, Barker was remanded to prison for simple larceny. The man, who was around 23 at the time, was accused of stealing a vehicle worth $3.5 million. At the time Barker was held for this alleged theft, he had just been released from prison after serving a 6-month sentence for breaking into someone's property and stealing. So, as you can see, the men arrested in Lola Doll's case, Paul Daby and Barker, already have a rap sheet. Lola alleges that she knows about their criminal gang and accuses them of either having knowledge of or participating in crimes that have so far remained unsolved. They include the alleged abduction and disappearance of Joshua David and ex-policeman Delon Alexander, whose abduction is said to link back to former policeman Mark Cromwell, who United States investigators describe as a close associate of Paul Daby Jr. Do not forget, guys, these are all allegations. While some of the men named have faced arrests, bail, and even spent some time in jail or police custody, neither Barker nor Paul Daby, nor even Mark Cromwell, has ever been found guilty for the alleged crimes involving kidnapping, attempted homicide, or circumstantial homicide. Meanwhile, all 3 men arrested in Lola's case are currently out on station bail, with Paul Daby, also known as Randell, paying the most, $1 million to be exact, for his release. Now that we're here, what's next for Lola Doll? What's next for her case? The big question that remains is, will the police charge the 3 men arrested for the crime? We're reliably informed that the commander of Regional Police Division 4A, Assistant Commissioner Simon McBean, explained that police are in the process of preparing a file to be sent to the Director of Public Prosecution, the DPP, for advice. We're eager to hear from you in the comment section. In the meantime, stay tuned for what's coming up next.